Chairman Orlett.
Good morning. Welcome to our Board of Equalization meeting, which this is Wednesday, June 25th. This will be a special meeting to discuss appeals and for property values. So if you all start, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, we will swear in all of our appraisers. You hereby
I
solemnly
think you can swear.
all at once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes.
You just need to let them know that you're swearing them in.
Okay, we're swearing in everyone then. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth? Help me, Doug.
Solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Right now, I'm not thinking about anything very clearly. All right.
So he'll present first.
Okay.
So you can let him know he can go ahead and start.
All right, bear with us as we go in. So we are starting with Quaker Hill, and the representative is,
Jason Mao and John Walker
okay,
are online.
Mr. Mao. You are first up with testimony. Are you ready to proceed?
I am. Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners Jason Mao, Parsons, Bailey, and Latimer. I represent Quaker Hill Conference Incorporated in their 2025 religious tax exemption application partial denial appeal. And really, it's the same exact arguments as to the 2024 appeals. As the commissioners may know, those appeals are currently pending before the district court, waiting for a decision by the judge on the arguments, similar to what we made in 25 here in the appeals for 2025. I anticipate that the same decisions will be made today, and that we will stipulate to, depending on when the judge enters its decision, stipulate to combine those with the 2024 appeals. Otherwise, as the commissioners may also know, the Quaker Hill has paid its taxes for the 2024 in protest, pending that decision. Otherwise, yes, we, as our appeal has stated, that we believe that the county has analyzed the statute 63602B incorrectly as it applies to the conference and its use of the building. I did recognize in the 2025 decision that was sent out, the May 5th, 2025 letter that we received, the last paragraph, it seems to be maybe a remnant of last year's decision. It states that the board has only considered them a charitable organization, hasn't characterized them as a religious organization, but I doubt that because of what happened last year and the decision that was updated and said that they were a religious organization, but then still the application of the use of the property, I believe that was supposed to be referenced in this letter too. But to the extent that it wasn't, we would just point to the entire articles of incorporation that do include many provisions that shows that it is a religious organization and subject to similar leadership organization as other religious organizations. But otherwise, we stand ready for any questions as to the 2025 use, but otherwise we do use the property exactly the same. Maybe a couple of different, the days used, maybe 1 or 2 days off from last year, and many of the same organizations they use, but all use it for the same purposes as our organization, to present it have the property there available for people to use for the glory of God there. We do not believe that it's similar to other uses in the county, singular uses that have charge of rent. So I really don't have any additional arguments this year, but we are here available for any questions as to the 2025 use. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Walker, do you have anything you'd like to add?
His microphone is not working this morning, but he does hear everything.
All right, perfect. All right, we will move on then to assessment.
This is Sue Leeper. I'm the Valley County Assessor. Jason stated that basically it's the same complaints as last year. I agree with that. We are preserving their appeal rights today to be able to go further if they so choose. My packet is almost the same as the packet last year. The 26 parcels that they have applied for a property tax exemption on, primary address is 1440 Warren Wagon Road. The commissioners granted the 135 days of exemption this year, determining that 230 days were considered a commercial use for the 2025 assessment year. I have included the 63-602B. We do recognize them as a religious corporation. If you'll remember correctly, last year in their articles of incorporation, I believe that there was some confusion on whether they were considered a religious corporation, and they also applied under 602C just to be safe. However, they only applied under 602B this year, which is absolutely appropriate. I have attached the code. I have attached the IDAPA rules. And the only thing that I believe that I have added this year is the Ada County District Court case against First Presbyterian Church of Idaho versus Ada County for your review. If you are to table this and make your decision at a later date, I'm not sure how you guys plan on taking care of this, but that'll give you time to read it. I also had emailed it to you, so hopefully you have time. It also includes the process that we use to determine whether an exemption, if an entity qualifies for an exemption or not, under the 602B statute. And that's all I have.
Do you think we do need to amend the letter stating that they're?
The same letter was used, and they just didn't take out the 602C verbiage.
Okay.
But the amount of days is correct, and the 602B verbiage is in there, so I think we're okay.
Great. Have any questions? I think on this one, because of the fact that it is pending court,
It is in pending litigation, and we are waiting for a written decision from Judge Scott.
I don't know that we should table it. We probably should move forward.
Okay. However you want to handle it.
So in this scenario, we are either going to approve an appeal or deny an appeal. And so under the current circumstances where we don't have a legal decision yet on the other, I think that we go ahead and deny their appeal. However, that has preserved their rights.
Their appeal rights to go forward, either to the Board of Tax Appeals or to District Court again, if they so choose.
Okay. So then I would move that we deny the appeal for Quaker Hill for 2025's property tax assessment. So moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. John, have a great day, even though you can't talk to us. And Mr. Mao, thank you for attending.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
right, Assessor Leeper, which one you want to go to next?
I would like to
Madam
do,
Chairman and Assessor, my apologies. Are we doing the next teams now or are we?
no, that was the only teams for today.
Okay.
The next three are non-appearances. The first one is a casualty loss, and
Can, if you don't mind, just give me a few.
oh no, you're fine.
Moments to.
Tell me which one is
The casualty loss, I emailed you guys.
4M Ranch.
It looks like this. And yes, it's for Living 4M Ranch LLC.
Madam Assessor, before we begin, so I had sent out the team's invite to Kimberly Allenbacher and Christine Escalante. Is that for tomorrow then?
Hold on. No, those two ladies were associated with Jason Mao.
Okay.
And so, but he had given me those email addresses that they may be participating. Yes.
So I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing anyone.
No.
Madam Chairman, I apologize. I believe I am ready to proceed.
Assessor Leeper, so on this one, the description of the casualty loss shows that the shop caught fire on June 4th, 2025.
Yes.
So is this an appeal?
So no. So this is a formality.
Okay.
Because the shop was there as of January 1st through June 4th. So what we are here today asking you is permission to take it off of the rolls for the rest of the year from June 4th to December 31st. That is all this is. It is a formality to take in front of the Board of Equalization according to 63-602X. So we would ask that you cancel the market value of $52,908. And that is the value, the portion of the value from June 4th through the end of the year.
Have any questions?
Madam Chairman, I do have a question. Can you tell me what the parcel is?
Yes.
The
Right here.
casualty loss, the top one.
Very
Okay.
first one.
Thank you very much. My apologies.
No worries.
Clerk Miller, do you need us to read that into the minutes?
You're good. Thank you.
Okay, great. I would move that we cancel the market value of $52,908 on property address 65 Elk Haven Lane for 2025's remaining days. Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
So down at the bottom, you'll have to approve or disapprove and then sign. Hand me yours, I'll have her sign yours as well. So you have it for your record.
I don't, we need to send out. letter
I
to
don't
be
really
sent
think
to
you do.
the- Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Next up, it looks like we have Whitecap Valley One.
No, that's just
So
the
that's
master
more-
list. Actually, the next one we're going to hear is Appeal CM 2506, Tracy Barris. And then the next one will be CM 2507 for Monty Miracle. It's the same issue, and Noreen and Craig will be presenting to you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right, who's representing?
Good morning. This one's unusual. It's not necessarily a case of valuations for their whole parcel and home and dwelling. This is a line item that they received on their assessment notice. It is concerning some boat docks that are on a common area. So I'm not sure if you guys had a chance to read.
Good, I'm trying to read quickly.
Yeah.
We're only canceling 3,525, and I'm assuming,
Possibly.
Okay.
So this is their line item. It's for the boat docks. They haven't been picked up in probably 25 years because it was considered a common area. The impression from many years ago was that they held shares amongst their 3 subdivisions. So each one has an equal share to everything. Problem being is that this boat dock only has 53 slips and there's 72 parcels. So I'm not sure how everybody pays that equal share. After talking to a representative, a property owner there, they buy the boat slips, 1, 2, how many they need, and then they pay dues, like an HOA, to that boat slip. For maintenance. So while I was doing my research and calling several different people, Heinrich was one of them, to find out how it was all operating. That was specifically on the common area of 170 acres that they own, the airstrip over on West Mountain Road. It was determined that the improvement, which is the boat dock and the ramps that all go to these boat docks, that it hadn't been picked up, and according to Idaho Code 63201, that improvements are taxable and appraisal should be proceeded on those items. So to make it fair to the whole community and not put that value to all 72 people who don't have rights to the boat slips, it was broke up into 1/53 and divvied out to everyone. So that is where we stand today, is they're contesting and would like that value removed and put onto the common area because they feel that the third-party corporation that owns the common area is responsible for that boat slip.
And I'd also like to add, this is a rural piece of ground, so we've had a little bit of heartburn. Normally, common area with a 0 assessed value is in a platted subdivision, and it's on the plat that it's being platted as common area. Noreen has done, I can't even tell you, it took her a long time to research all of this. She did find a document, I'm not sure what year that was dated, that a judge deemed it common area, but only the land, and that there was to be no improvements on the land, which, other than the boat dock, that is true. But they have put a boat dock in, and it's been there a long time, probably at least 20 years. During reappraisal, one of the appraisers questioned it because it had a 0 value on it. He is no longer with us, but he had given it to me to look into. I had handed it off to Noreen to do some research, and she did. I believe that she has done the most fair. She has assessed the boat docks in the most fair way possible to those who are actually using and have access to those boat docks, because there's only, like she said, 53 of them. So she took the total value, divided it by 53, and that's how she came up with the $3,525 per property owner.
and we only had 2 of those property owners that are appealed.
2 out of the 53 appealed.
There was a third that came in.
We had another one come in, and I told him, you can appeal if you want, but whatever is decided with by everybody, so it was kind of he said he'd wait and see.
It is a difficult conversation.
It is
however.
difficult.
It is.
Um,
I can see their side, but I can also see ours.
Well, someone's got to pay the tax. So it's either going to be an HOA that has a shared responsibility for everyone, but then that HOA represents all of the owners and not just those with access to the boat slips. Can other owners in that HOA add a boat slip? Or
That I'm unaware of. I haven't had any official documentation that has shown me the ownership of these boat slips, indicating how one is purchased or how the shares are paid. I was just informed that they buy a boat slip and that there is an additional charge, monthly, of the maintenance and care of the boat slips. On top of their additional share, because the land that it sits on, 178 acres, that is included in their purchase of any one of the parcels between those three subdivisions and 1 mile surrounding for any rural. So that's a given for them. So they know they own a share of that common area.
So their comment about the common area being owned by a corporation is an invalid statement unless the shares are that corporate, they're buying shares of that corporation.
Buying shares of the land itself with the amenity of the airstrip and being able to go down and use the private beach and boat ramp. The boat docks and boat slips is a separate entity, I would say, improvement for only 53 of the 72 parcels that are there.
Corporations owning the common areas, it happens quite a bit around here.
Is it an HOA?
I live in one myself. It's down in Wagon Wheel, and it's a corporation. I have a share. Every property has an equal share, and those folks, including me, we pay property taxes on that because you can't get around not paying your property tax if you're a corporation.
And also, I look at it from being fair and equitable standpoint to every taxpayer here and property owner here in Valley County. And I will tell you that common area on Payette Lake, so we've got the platted subdivisions all the way around the lake. The common area, if they have boat docks on them, the boat docks are assessed. The land is not, but the boat docks are.
To the HOA, not to the individual.
Whomever, yeah, to whoever owns the boat dock now. I don't know how many years ago, we had shared docks for years. The problem was trying to keep up with who, like if you have 6 people that own a portion of that dock, we were trying to assess 1/6 of that value to all 6 of them. But then number 5 owner sells, and the new owner doesn't want part of the boat dock. So trying to keep up with that was impossible. So we started assessing them to either the homeowners association, or if we could get documentation, we would assess the portion of it directly to, but we just needed documentation. So she has went back and she has done all this research, and you know, if all 72 of them had an interest in it, I'd say it would be fair to assess it to the Common Area Owners Association, Corporation, excuse me. But where it's only part of them, I think she's done it the most proper way to make it the most fair and equitable for everybody involved.
Difficult.
It is difficult.
Because truly, all 72 probably do have access to them. They may choose not to use them. I mean, in your other scenario,
Yeah.
number 5 could choose not to use that. But as far as an assessment value, that actually is a benefit to them when they sell their home to say, I have access to these docks.
Well,
Am
I
hearing
also
that incorrectly.
included this sketch in the packet for me that shows the parcels that are assigned to each one of these slips.
And it's laminated at the entrance of the boat dock. And the RP numbers are exactly on each slip who owns them. So it's easy
53,
for
the
the
other 19.
appraiser to tell.
The other 19 don't have access to those.
Correct. That is our understanding.
Okay, well, you know,
Because
then
you have to buy from one of the owners that I spoke with about 6 months ago. You purchase your boat slip, and then you pay a due to have it maintained. And somebody, I don't know who, goes down and maintains them. And if any upgrades and needs to be done.
There's value to a specific parcel.
Yeah.
So when they sell their home, I either have a boat slip or I don't have a boat slip.
And there's folks in here that have several, 1, 2, 3 boat slips with their RP numbers on that
It's
map.
not very nice to the other 19 that can't have them.
Well, if you got some, you need more. So.
Right. Well, and
So,
it was very hard to try to figure out the best way to address this. It definitely needed to be addressed. I feel as though Noreen has made, I believe through all of her research, this was research like that took over the course of 3 months, that, you know, she kept trying to get more and more information. I think she has done this the most fair way possible to everyone involved.
It seems like though, even though the 19 don't currently have a boat slip, there's still a value added to that property to have the possibility.
Well, and they still have access to the dirt.
HOA can have, those 53 are only for that HOA, so there's still an additional value to the property. Just being in the HOA and possibly having a boat
Really,
slip.
it's not really an HOA, it's an actual share that
Share,
they own.
sorry, corporation.
Corporation of the property.
so is there a president? Is there, you know, there has to be a CEO of that corporation in some way. or president.
Mr. Miracle.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
The
he's
next
also.
one. Yeah.
That's the next hit.
But
He
do they-
was the
Yeah.
one that filed. He's the president. And it is, the shares all paid, I'm sure they, like we do, they pay their share of their dues. But what they pay for that is extra and over beyond the dues that the normal shareholder would pay a year for maintenance. Ground.
So they own a share of that land. It's like if you took that land, I actually went and did some research on that and figured it up and how much each share would be and how much they actually, like if you were to map it out and give them a corner of it. So they own the shares, 72 shares amongst that 178 acres. But there is nothing that indicates that anybody owns those boat slips, which is the improvement, which he, on his letter here, it says it doesn't meet the statutory definition of real property under 63201. Well, 63201 does say improvements, which that boat slips are improvements. So yes, we have to appraise it.
And we've assessed that on every other boat slip in Valley County.
Yes.
Correct. And then improperly attributes the value of property owned by another legal entity to my personal real property, violates the principle that Idaho property tax must be based on a fair market value of the property actually owned, not rights associated with commonly held amenities. In my cover letter that I used, I just indicated that all the property owners, excuse me, of the 3 subdivisions and within 1 mile are equal shareholders of this parcel. The land itself, where the boat and ramp sit, there are only 53 and 72. So again, I calculated and divided it out amongst the 53 because it's a separate improvement that is above and beyond the shares that they own to the parcel.
This is the way I'm leaning. I think that I would be in favor of denying their appeal with a caveat of you got a year to fix this before next year. So you as an HOA, you as a corporation, you go out and you settle this between the entities that are involved and engaged with this. I don't care who pays the tax, that somebody needs to pay the tax. So this year, because all of the appeal rights are off, or we're over that time, I think we deny the appeal. We go ahead and assess this year, and then they have a year to
Let us
I'll
know.
work- And I will definitely work with each and every one of them and figure out how we best go about this. I mean, I do not have a problem with everyone having a share in it.
Yeah.
But that improvement to the land needs to be taxed and appraised.
Correct.
Assessed.
That's the way I feel too. And since, thank you for all your hard work, since this is the remedy at this moment in time, because it's an unclear path moving forward, then that, you know, I would ask them to create a cleaner packet for next year and let us know exactly what the corporation has decided and go from there. I mean, if those other 19 can never use a boat slip, they're
I'm sure they can
unfortunately they're
buy one.
probably, well, if they're for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're all taken.
If one comes up for sale,
Yeah.
yeah.
You add another 19 and now you got an equal share, so.
Yeah.
But there is a value, especially if they're reselling. I'm sure that those go up every single time they resell because it's a big commodity.
That's what I was wondering. I couldn't get any straight answers on that particular. Usually, from what I've researched and went back on, it seemed as though when a parcel in one of those 3 subdivisions or rural would sell, the boat slip would go to sale. So, I don't know if that held true.
They have a lot of things to resolve
Yeah,
on their end prior to next year. So
they do.
with that caveat, I would move that we deny the Tracy Barris CM 2506 appeal. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. And I would state, that this is prevalent throughout the county. They probably need to do their own research work on how it's working with other HOAs and find resolution. If not, this is the way the county will handle it moving forward because it's the only path that's clean to us. Need me to put chairperson on here or anything?
I don't believe so.
Protest denied. Okay.
Clerk Miller? And our packet is included in that.
Next up is.
Madam Chair, the next appeal is the very same issue, but for Monty Miracle.
And they're not showing up either.
And it is, no, it's a non-appearance, and it is appeal number CM 2507. However you want to proceed with this. It's
Conversation is
the
exactly
exact
the same.
same issue.
I would encourage Mr. Miracle, especially if he is the president, to resolve this issue before next year. So I would move that we deny CM 2507 Monty Miracle. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. On the southern end of the lake? I don't even
Yes.
think where this is.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got,
It's north of Campbell Creek,
Oh, okay.
and
94 God's Acres.
yeah.
Oh, good.
Central between.
Yeah, and they actually,
It's on kind of the cascade end of things.
they actually own out into the water, so
Yeah.
that's why they are able to kind of add boat docks as fees and not go through BOR because they do own it. It's not actual BOR land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're able to make their little cove there and add their boat slips and.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huge benefit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think, let me double check, but I think that's it for today.
We have to start at 8 tomorrow then?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Killing me.
I know, I'm sorry. All right, so 1, 2, 3, yep, those are all tomorrow. Yes, so everything that we have left is for tomorrow. And that should be your second page in order. So we'll start with Whitecap at 8 a.m. Microsoft Teams. Then we'll go on to Trinity Pines. That will be a telephone hearing with Randy Peterman. Then
Go to the second.
that's at 8:30, and then at 9 we'll do Highway Chapel. At 9:30, YMCA, and they will be on Teams. And the very last one will be Jen's appeal. It's an RV park in Donley. And Blake and Monica will be here in person.
You've got 6 on the front page and there's only 5 on the back.
The back page was my personal appearance page for scheduling. And the only one that is not a personal appearance on page 2 would be Highway Chapel. But
The AU River Ranch. You don't have that one listed on the second page.
No, because it's a non-appearance.
It's a non-appearance.
I was just trying to keep all your property tax exemptions kind of together.
All right.
So once we're done with all of the scheduled hearings, unless we have a lull in between them for any reason, that's when we'll hear the non-appearances. So that we don't have to sit here and twiddle our thumbs forever. Okay, thank you.
Well, hearing that, then this is our last item for the day.
Madam Chairman, you'll just be in